And we are back again. Voicing a few people. People are going to think I'm a spammer. I'm a spammer or something. Right.
Back in
Last fucking time we were doing this shit.
time. Last time.
Right. Sorry about this, lads. Her phone died as I suspected. So Victoria, actually no, I'll wait till a few people come. I think you should tell people your story because obviously there's a few of my people wouldn't be familiar with who you are, so it might be a
Well,
bit
okay.
confusing.
This
But wait,
is
because no one's watching it right now, so you're talking to yourself.
that's common for me though, every day.
Damn.
Mm.
I love the way you tried to take over my other live stream. That's so funny. You're like, okay, I'm 10 years older. It's my live stream now. It's like, oh.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay. Welcome.
Right. That should do it. What? Oh yeah, it's like 10:15. Shit.
I'm just
Um,
kind of fancying myself a little bit, if that's okay.
you know what? You need to love yourself.
I know, but
I'm literally
fancy.
in love with myself. But genuinely, like, not to get really deep, but when you think about it, you kind of have to love yourself because, like, you are the only person that will always be there by your side because it's you and you only throughout life, you know?
Um, so tell me when to talk.
Well, I mean, well, geez, don't worry like that. They'll think I have you hostage. Jesus.
Someone hostage. Someone hostage.
Please, Evan, please let me speak. I'm begging you.
Oh my God, it's getting real weird. Like, no, look, honestly.
This is kind of a goofy life, but no, yeah, you can speak. Like, there's a few people in now, I think.
Well, I was just thinking about uh, us having just like a chit chat about like nothing special, but oh lads. Yeah, basically I can't say much about my story because I was threatened with prison for breaking the in-camera rule. Now, unfortunately, my case. Now, I'm not sharing anyone's name or my name or anything like that. No one, my name's not even on my real name's not even on my Facebook page. So even if I comment on something, that's not my real name.
Wait, so Victoria isn't your real name?
Victoria's my first name, yeah, but my last name's not there.
Oh, are you sure?
And yeah, yeah, the in-camera rule, me breaking the in-camera rule, like I was threatened with prison on Friday, and um, there's like a couple of court cases going on now and all, and I was saying in the last video, well, I was saying to Evan when I called him on the phone that when I saw him on Facebook, I was looking at the ground and feeling ashamed of myself that I wasn't doing what he was doing. And that was my way of actually at the time connecting to what my purpose in this of my own life story was feeling like, oh, I don't do that. And I contacted him in any way and was like, oh, I feel like me and him have a similar kind of purpose in not in this situation that we found ourselves in, kind of like being in a situation where we've no rights or power at all, that someone else has dictatorship over our life, you know. And maybe they don't have, maybe they have self-prioritization at their core, even though they're dictating our lives, you know.
Yeah.
So I would have like been threatened over stuff that was on Facebook. But like I've been told now, basically, certain people that are like protecting me or whatever. That's just my friend. Hi, I'm on Facebook Live. Some people that me are like real, like me and I can't say much, but when me and Evan were on the phone, we were fucking like, yeah, like we were so happy about it because it was like a big thing. So even though it's a secret, like we still know like what it was. And it's basically like a good.
Sorry to interrupt you, but when it comes to the support network, which I want to give a shout out to, they've all said it in this network. We all know we've won. We've already won. This is just the aftermath. We're just waiting for them to actually die now. We're waiting for Tusla to go. But we've already bet the system.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in the court system and in the police and in the public who agree with the mindset of Tusla, who agree you did something wrong to deserve how they treated you, or, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of people.
But they will lock up your children for no reason. You've had to do something. There must be some reason or explanation. Oh, trust me, I get that all the time when it comes to my mother. You know, when I say, oh, I'm not home with my family, they say, oh, well, it's due to maybe the way you behave. It's due to the way you come across. And it's very sad. And that's just mind games and manipulation is what that is.
I think some people believe things at surface value, so they believe the people that are in this professional field are always acting professionally. Like literally.
Sure, like our civilians, no one wants to think that our system works against us. We want to believe that the system are there for their best interest. People are afraid to see the truth.
I know some people haven't had the experience. I don't know. Maybe people are. I was shouted at the Garda station because I can't talk about what evidence I have except for the smile on my face. But the Gardaí saw my evidence and like the look of hesitation on his face, the Garda's face of like, oh, do I want to investigate this or whatever. But like even people who have seen the evidence that like really want to believe, oh God, I can almost feel like this block inside of me as well. Like I don't want to say it because I can sense how unbelievable it would be to somebody who was watching or whatever. But basically my experience with like Tusla workers is I felt like that they got their college degree out of H&M or out of River Island. That they're like, oh yeah, social worker degree looks real good on me today, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And
yeah.
You had to be so careful how you brought up how your life was ruined by a decision in case it offended them. Like, you know, you're saying it doesn't look good on me. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, I'm trying to talk to you. Like, I can be a genuine girl, and it's really hard for me to interact with Tusla workers because everything has to be pretty pictures, pretty, like, it always has to be a pretty picture for whatever reason. And I don't know. I really, I feel like a sense of emptiness where the feeling of like everybody knowing, in a lot of situations in life, people don't know what it's really like. Like if you have a relative with a certain illness, not everybody knows what it's like to look after that person. Or like, for example, people with loads of money don't understand poverty. So yeah, people who haven't had interactions with Tusla don't understand it. But like in this situation, it's just so much more unbelievable that like reporting things to the mandated place to report them is going to lead to you getting hurt by them, because that's what I experienced.
Yeah, when the limbo effect.
When I reported abuse to Tusla, I was fucking beaten by Tusla for doing so, and I had an intuition not to do it. And I
Mm.
regret not listening to that intuition. Just like Maurice McCabe said, if I could go back and not be a whistleblower, I'd fucking not be a whistleblower. It wasn't worth it, bro. Might be famous,
Well,
but it was.
even I become with the complete opposite direction. I would say everything I've done, I would do all over again, even the mistakes I've made, because everything, me and you are alive now. We have a roof over our head, and we're able to freely and openly talk about our experience with Tusa. So everything that me and you done, well, I won't say freely, but we're here in this moment. And everything that me and you have done, our own separate ways in our own lives, has led up to this moment. All the mistakes I've made, it doesn't matter because I'm where I want to be. And I am a whistleblower, and that scares too, so that scares the shite out of them. You have no idea.
I know. I know. Like, you guys, I can't share much details, but if you heard the way this fucking social worker was telling me I was getting sent to prison, like, and he wouldn't even tell me what I'd done. And whenever I ask for an explanation, they're like, you know what you did. And I'm like, yeah, I want you to tell me. And they're like, I'm not playing games with you. And I'm like, you are playing games with me.
Yeah, literally.
He said to me, I'm here to help you. They always say I'm here to help you, but I want you to go to prison. Like, I'm a student nurse. I'm literally supposed to be working in the hospital saving lives, and you want to deprive the hospital like of me so that I go to prison for a Facebook post, and that's helping me, like.
Yeah. They're going against their own word, and that just looks very, very bad at the end of the day.
You know, and what's sad is it's preying on a vulnerability because of because of the fact that they have all that power. You are vulnerable to wanting them to do something to improve your situation with family members,
Yeah.
and if they say, oh, we're here to help you, you'd want to believe it. And then if they give you 15 minutes of something, you'd be fucking so grateful and be like, oh, that social worker's on my side. I got 15 minutes of this. That's how fucking like
Yeah.
slavery is, that you're like fucking willing to
It's
give up
brainwashing, it's mental torture is what it is.
all of your
You know,
personality just for 15 minutes with a family member, you know?
it's
Like,
fucking
yeah.
shocking. And I can really relate to that. I feel like I'm kind of in your shoes, but from the opposite side. Like with my mother, when I was only seeing her for a few hours a month as well, and it was controlled, it was supervised in an access center, and I just felt so guilty. I said, is this because of me? Or, there was just, even when I had the access I wanted, I just always felt like something wasn't right, like that something wasn't right
The
on
way
my
they
side or my mom's side. But that's what Tusa do. They try and put pressure and vulnerability. They antagonize families and turn them against each other is what they do. And that's kind of like what they're trying to do with your child when you say, you can only see him for 1 hour a month. He's going to grow up and not blame them, but he could turn around and say, well, mommy, why do you only see me once a month? Why? To get me? And he's not at that age where he can understand, right, well, this is too sad. This isn't a natural family environment. And it's all a part of their game for corruption and just complete mind games.
They always word everything as if you're the victim. So, like, I one time said to an access worker that I'd received retaliation for reporting certain things, and she wrote it down in the report like Victoria was like scared to do it, and I was the one who encouraged her. Like, anytime I was about to do something, they'd stop me from doing it and then tell me to do it so they could write in their report that I only did it because they'd told me. Or when they saw me doing something right, they'd go, oh, we taught you that. And I'd be like, no, I knew that from before. What the fuck? It was so fucking weird. I traveled the world. I've been in 11 different countries. I'm bilingual. Everyone else in my life sees me in a different way. And they were like, one of my first ever jobs was as a chef, like as in a superfood restaurant. And I have an Instagram page with like all pictures of me at work. And they were one day saying like, oh, we need proof that you know how to cook. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm fucking chef. though.
Of course, no, but of course, you know, to look at it objectively, you can say, look, they need proof that you can cook, like, because that's part of their child and family agency. But it's the fact that they have no fucking sense of the impact of
Can
constantly
they cook
talking to
though?
somebody like
Wait,
that.
wait.
You're
Can
of
they
talking,
cook? Because
putting people down the whole
social care
time.
workers I was with, the social care workers I was with, never fucking cooked for me. They were always buying me takeaways, like 4 days out of the week. So why are they bringing cooking into it?
I don't know. They make you do like a circus show. Like the whole thing, it's like the tasks and like I don't know. It's like the thing is, it's so weird about it. If you mess up one day of 2 years
Oh,
of working with them,
that's it.
if you get sick, if you get a fever, if you have to take antibiotics and you respond badly to something they've said on one day, you're finished. You are
But
finished.
if you
The
if you take antibiotics, you're some junky criminal in their eyes.
the drastic measures, yeah, everything that you did was wrong. That was exactly my experience. I was cutting up little garlic, eating like raw garlic capsules and drinking them over
Very
summer.
good for you,
And your mom
actually.
was like, "Oh, you're on the garlic now, are you?" And like, "Oh, your nail polish is real flamboyant, and oh, your hair is too curly." And like it was like being it was. I don't want to fucking like talk about anyone else's like racism or anyone else's experiences. When I was talking to a black person who was telling me what it was like to be an outsider in Ireland, I actually was like, oh, since Tussle have been in my life, I actually completely
You can
like
relate to
relate
that.
to that feeling that everything I do is wrong just because it was me that did it, and they can all do it, but I can't. And if I do black, it's wrong. If I do white, it's wrong. If I go left, it's wrong. Then if I go right, it's wrong. Like if I stick up for myself, they're like, oh, she's not following instructions. And then when I follow their instructions, they're like, you're not being a parent. Like,
Yeah, it makes no sense. They just
you know.
it's money. It's money. I mean, look at my situation, right? They have two healthcare workers, two security officers, a manager sometimes is here, a social worker. Now, think about it like this, right? Security guards, they get paid a lot of money. Enough money to be paying the tax band for 40% income tax. Quite clever, not many 15-year-olds know that.
How bad.
So
Are you advertising yourself, bro?
hey, you gotta love yourself. You gotta. I keep. A lot of people have said, Evan, you need to actually give yourself a pat on the back, like. But anyways, back on topic before I get too full of myself. They pay 40% tax, income tax. Um, four people taking care of me. 40 times 4, 8, 12. That's 160% profit the government make. You're after a cushion out there, Victoria. 2 seconds. Oh, here we go again. Here we go. No, their phone is after dying again, I think. Yeah, so anyways, I'll continue what I was going to say anyways. So, Tusla are making 160%, they're 160% of that money goes to the government, right? So that's why they have overstaffed, and then you have other children who are understaffed. There's not enough placements or beds due to the employment crisis and placements and availability. But yet then you have four people just for me and put together all their tax. The government's making a 160% profit. Of course, they're not going to lose that. It is quite shocking. Now, Victoria is a very good friend of mine. I've spoken to her for a while, and like she said, she really is in my shoes. She can't disclose anything because she is highly monitored, in the sense that if she goes public with anything. Her case is being thrown out. She could be arrested for contempt of the court. I'm the exact same. I've had court. I was threatened to be arrested with contempt of court if I disclose any names, plans, locations, dates, times, etc. So she really is in that situation as well. And I feel for her because it's shocking when you strip all the legal aspect of it. Okay, so contempt of court, yeah. Um, for example, if I ran away to my mom, right, and she hit me there, she didn't tell anyone I was there, she'd be arrested for contempt of the court. Simplify that, and what you're doing is you're arresting a mother for being with their child. It's as simple as that, which is absolutely horrendous. It is just absolutely vile, and it makes me sick even thinking about it. And it's the same now with freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech, but then dare we speak about what's going on behind the closed courts and in those chambers of the courts, which I call the devil's pit. But then you'll also be arrested for contempt of court. So you don't have freedom of speech either. That's also not a thing. Or they can add another twist onto it and say it's hate speech. You know, they have rights, but then they have backup rights to go against the other rights. It's like a fucking maze of mind games and things that just don't make any sense. But look, that's all really. This was again a very unplanned live. Um, Victoria, thank you very much for joining. It's been an honor to have you featured on my page. So everyone, please show some love and support to Victoria Grace. And yeah, I'll be live again soon. All right. God bless. Thank you. Bye. Bye.